Hello to all of you fitness McNuggets. Welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Pat Flynn, and today I want to share with you a 300 kettlebell swings challenge workout. If you like kettlebell swings, you're going to love this episode, and you're going to be excited to hear that we are on the verge of our New Year's 300 kettlebell swings challenge. So if this is something you are thinking about getting mixed up with, if you want to take part in the 300 kettlebell swings challenge, I'm going to talk a little bit about that first. But the workout I'm going to give you will give you a good impression of what our 300 kettlebell swings challenge is all about. And there's nothing like giving a little test drive right before you decide to go all in on the vehicle. So I'll try to keep this episode direct and to the point. Like I said, I want to announce and talk about our 300 kettlebell swings, our New Year's 300 kettlebell swings challenge, what it is, why it's awesome, everything that is new this year in our 2023 iteration. And then I want to talk you through one of the routines. It's a really cool 300 swings routine. It's actually an on the minute, every minute routine with varying rep structure. You're going to dig it, but you got to stay tuned for a couple minutes. We'll get there momentarily. How was everybody's weekend, by the way? Let's hear from you guys in the comments. We are live streaming, so if you guys have any questions at all, of course, we can do a little Q&A as well. But let's get to the big announcement. And the big announcement is it's a new year, and every year we begin with our 300 kettlebell swings challenge. We've been doing this since 2014, which is crazy. I can't believe it's almost 10 years of 300 kettlebell swings. Every year for 30 days, we do 300 kettlebell swings a day in an intelligent way. I'll talk about that to help people blast more fat, build more athletic power, to forge that ever wonderful entity that is called the kettle booty, strengthen the low back, the glutes, all of that, rally the community, help people find their fitness habit, motivation, inspiration, and people get awesome results. It's an incredible time. It's simple. It's minimalist. It's effective. So let's talk about this year's challenge, and then we'll get on to a sample workout for all of you, and then some Q&A. We'll have some fun. All right, so I actually have a few notes here. Pat Flynn came with notes today. That's kind of weird. But let's talk about why would you want to do the 300 kettlebell swings challenge in the first place? And I came up with 5 points. I think there's 5 good reasons you should take part in this 300 kettlebell swings challenge, especially if you like kettlebells. The first is it's a great opportunity to really master the fundamental kettlebell technique, which is the kettlebell swing. As we know, so much of kettlebell training reduces to the kettlebell swing. If you don't have the kettlebell swing mastered, a lot of stuff downstream, your cleans, your snatches, your double kettlebell work is going to be sloppy, inefficient, and maybe dangerous. So it really, I think, is helpful to focus intensely on mastering the kettlebell swing. And what better way to do that than to do 300 of the 300 reps of that vicious exercise every single day? And here, for people who take part in the challenge, I say, let's channel our Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee has this quote. I'm going to butcher it, but it's something like, I don't practice 10,000 kicks. I practice one kick 10,000 times. And the idea is when we're trying to master a technique and we're doing lots of repetitions, we shouldn't be thinking that there's like a bunch of variance in those repetitions. We're just trying to do one technique 10,000 times, or in our case, 300 times. So much of the kettlebell swing challenge is about understanding the mechanics of a good kettlebell swing, understanding and fine-tuning the nuances, and then hammering it again and again. So at the end of 30 days, you have this exercise totally mastered. You are a master of the kettlebell swing. You know how to swing hard without getting hurt and getting the most out of the exercise. So technique is one important point. It's also an effective, simple way to burn more calories and body fat. The kettlebell swing is like the caloric equivalent of like uphill cross-country skiing, except for it has the benefit of not being uphill cross-country skiing. Who on earth would ever want to do that, right? So it burns a ton of calories. It's going to blast away body fat. Realistically, it is not uncommon for people to lose a significant amount of weight with the kettlebell swing, 300 kettlebell swing challenge. Somewhere between 7 to 10 pounds over 30 days is not uncommon. Again, this depends on how much weight you have to lose. And we also provide some eating guidelines, which is very important. But it is a very effective fat loss boost, and it's very sustainable as well. So if weight loss is a goal and you want a simple way to facilitate weight loss, 300 swings challenge is for you. It also helps to really strengthen the entire posterior chain. It builds kettle booty. It defines, sharpens the glutes, if you will. It builds your butt, right? Strengthens the hamstrings, the low back, and it helps you to produce a lot of athletic power. We know that the swing is a snap. It's a ballistic. So it's going to help you to not just build more power. It's great for conditioning. It's awesome for endurance. It helps to build a lot of mental resilience. 300 swings is not technically easy. Some of the routines are very tough, as you'll see here in a minute. And oftentimes it's sort of the mind that's going to want to quit before the body has to. So it gives you grit. It teaches you a lot of grit too. And then the final point that I think is a high selling point is the community. You guys are amazing. We have an incredible online community that always rally. We've had so many thousands of people take part in this throughout the years that we have such a strong community that's going to be there to provide you with accountability, motivation, technical support. You want people to look at your swing technique. You're just having, you just need somebody to just give you a little kick in the butt. That community is there, people rallying together, a lot of people around a common goal to support and encourage each other. This type of environment is so important for fitness success. You get that with 300 swings. So if any of those things or all of those interest you, I think you should definitely take part in our upcoming 300 swings challenge. And I'll tell you how to do that in just a minute. I'm trying to give a brief overview of what the challenge is about. Now, let's talk, before we get on to the workout, about what's new about this year, because there are several new features this year of the 300 swings challenge. So even if you've done it before, this is going to be a completely new and awesome experience. And so, yeah, let's talk about that. What's new this year? Well, first off, it's all new workouts. Now, this sometimes confuses people because they're like, Pat, aren't we just doing 300 swings? Isn't that like the workout? And the answer is yes. We are doing 300 swings a day for 30 days. But how we do the 300 swings completely varies. It's not just make up whatever you want. Since this is a high-frequency program, it's important that we are intelligent about how those 300 swings are accomplished every day. So the routines are totally structured and designed by me, and they are intelligently varied. We do not get 300 swings the same way every day. Sometimes we are going heavier and we're using lower reps. Other times we're going much lighter and the swings are really spread out. So it's going to be more of a recovery and mobility effort. It's not going to be that taxing, and a whole bunch of stuff in between. So this is a structured, designed challenge, but also a program. I design all the workouts. There's no guesswork. It's just, hey, on day one, you do this. On day two, you do this. Yes, the target is 300 swings, but how you get there is totally different. Depending on the day, and it's designed by me to facilitate not just maximal progress and strength and power and calorie burn and all that, but also to make sure that we're not overtraining and that we're being sensible and that we're challenged but successful. So I can't emphasize this enough. If you're going to do the 300 swings challenge, you have to do the challenge in the way that I program it. You can't just go off on your own, pick up a kettlebell and do 300 swings for 30 days and then complain that like you couldn't do it or you wrecked yourself, because that's not the challenge. The challenge are the workouts that I design and provide. They're very detailed, they're finely tuned, and we have to be responsible and intelligent about this. But this year's iteration is totally new program. So if you've done any of them before, you're getting a whole new set of workouts to add to your 300 swings collection. Another cool feature about this year is that I'm including 3 supplementary programs. The 300 swings is a challenge. It can be used in conjunction with other programs, depending on what your goal is and what those programs are. But this time, I'm actually providing the other programming on top. And each of these programs will have an emphasis, depending on what your sort of priority goal is. If it's fat loss, we'll have a supplementary program for that. If it's muscle, we'll have a supplementary program for that. And if it's athletic enhancement, we'll have a supplementary program for that. So you can just do the baseline 300 swings. That's fine. But you could also do the 300 swings plus, which is 300 swings plus 3 days per week of additional programming that I design, primarily kettlebells, with an emphasis either on fat loss, muscle, or athletic enhancement. So you're actually getting the challenge plus 3 other programs that you can use throughout the course of the year to be an awesome generalist and, achieve either faster weight loss, improved hypertrophy or muscle, and of course, athletic power and conditioning. So 3 totally new programs this year. I think that's sweet, but I want to make things sweet for you. We also have a week-long ramp-up program, which is starting today, Monday the 9th. So we're just taking a week to just kind of ramp up the volume. So that way we're ready for the full 300 swings. That's included. So all the more reason to hop on board. We have a full kettlebell technique breakdown, obviously, before we throw you into the pit. We're going to make sure that you understand the technique, the nuances of the swing. So we give you a complete guide there so you can swing nice and hard with good technique without, being silly or stupid about it or getting injured. And then, of course, we have our early bird registration, which includes an automatic $10 discount and a week of bonus workouts for anybody who registers early, which is before we officially kick off next week. And you can do that at the following link, chroniclesofstrength.com/swings challenge. So if you want to get in on this challenge right now and take advantage of the early bird discount and get the bonus workouts, just go to chroniclesofstrength.com/swings Swings Challenge. chroniclesofstrength.com/swings challenge. And that'll give you all the info and everything you need to get started. Okay, so that's my spiel. I love and appreciate you guys. If you like what we're doing on the podcast and you want to really support us, like in a monetary sense, this is the best way to do it. Just subscribe to the fitness challenges and programs. You get the awesomeness that is those challenge and programs, including 300 swings, and it keeps the single light on here at the Pat Flynn Show. Now, what you've been waiting for, the workout. This will give you guys a good sample. This workout is called, this one's on the intense side. It's called Climb Up Swing Mountain, but it'll give you an idea of how 300 swings, even though we have a simple target every day, we can arrive at that target in a variety of ways, which keeps the workouts very interesting, very fresh, that there's a lot of variety within the consistency, and we can emphasize different things with the kettlebell swing. The kettlebell swing can be cooked a lot of different ways. We can cook it to focus on power. We can cook it to focus on endurance. We can cook it to even focus on just, building the glutes. And we explore all the different ways you can cook the kettlebell swing and how the kettlebell swing can give you so many different benefits throughout this challenge. So this workout, let me give a little background before I just give the details, is an every minute on the minute workout with escalating reps. So the reps go up every minute. So it gets a little bit more intense as you go along. It's got a very strong conditioning element to it, as you will see. The first couple sets, you're going to be like, oh, this is no problem. But believe me, once you get to those higher rep sets later, you're going to be begging. You're going to be begging for mercy. All right, so here's how this works. This is called Climb Up Swing Mountain. This is going to be how we're going to get 300 swings. Before I say anything, if you're going to try this workout as a sample, please have your two criteria met before you dive right into this. One, that you have the basic kettlebell swing technique down. If you don't have basic swing technique down, do not bother with this. Go watch some of my other videos where I break that technique down and just practice that separately. This is for people who really understand the kettlebell. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you've got the core mechanics down. Number two is that you have been doing kettlebell swings a fair amount before. If you have the kettlebell swing technique down, but you just have like no swings under your belt, this is going to be a bit rough for a first, introductory workout because the volume is pretty high. So I'm kind of assuming that you have the technique down and you already have a fair amount of kettlebell swing volume kind of in the background throughout the week. You're kind of already doing kettlebell swings. All right. If those two criteria are met, then I think you're going to be able to hop into this workout using common sense and using the right intensity. So let me explain the workout, and then I'll give you guys some tips and ideas of how to modify it. So it's called Climb Up Swing Mountain, and it's a very simple workout. You're going to work on the minute every minute. And what that means is you start your set at the top of every minute. So the rep structure is this. Pretty simple. At the top of minute 1, you're going to do 5 reps, 2 hand swings. It's all 2 hand swings. At the top of minute 2, you're going to do another 5 reps. At the top of minute 3, you're going to do 10 reps. At the top of minute 4, you're going to do another 10 reps. At the top of minute 5, you're going to do 20 reps. At the top of minute 6, you're going to do 20 reps. And at the top of minute 7, you're going to do 30 reps. That is the structure. However, for all of you people who are mathematicians out there, you realize that isn't quite 300 swings. No, it's not quite 300 swings. To get 300 swings, you have to run through that 3 times. So after minute 7, you start over. You go back to minute 1, but you also drop the reps back down, which is good because once you're doing 30 reps in a minute, you're really pushing it in terms of the amount of work you can fit into that minute and still have enough rest to live to the next set. So that's why 30 reps is as high as we're going to go for any working set at minute 7. Once those 30 reps are complete, you're going to rest the remainder of the minute, and at the top of the next minute, you drop back down to 5 reps, and it's gonna work if you pick the right intensity. It'll feel like once you're at 30 reps, it's going to feel like it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to keep going, but trust me, if you pick the right intensity, the right weight, once you get back to minute 1, it'll just be 5 quick reps, and then you'll have more time to rest. The structure actually works really well for this if you pick the right intensity. So, okay, a few things how you should approach this. One is you want to pick for this workout pretty much the heaviest weight you can handle and get through all of these sets without adding extra rest. So here's the key for this workout. I would rather you if you had to pick between the two, use a lighter weight, then add more rest. So it's more important for me for the purposes of this workout. This won't be the case for every 300 swings workout. But for this workout, it's more important for me that you stay on the clock, working at the top of every minute, and use a lighter weight than using a heavier weight, but constantly having to add more rest because you can't keep up. So whatever that means for you, the heaviest weight that you can use where you can stay on the clock, and not just through the first 7 minutes, but through all 21 minutes. This is going to take 21 minutes in total. Again, if you do the math, whatever weight you have to use to stay on the clock throughout the entire routine, use that weight. Now, here's another thing you can do. You might actually use different weights, and this is okay. You can use different weights either in one of two ways. You could use heavier weight for the lower rep sets. So say, just throw some kind of arbitrary numbers, maybe I'll use a 24 kilogram for all the sets where I'm up through minute 5, but minute 6 and 7, I'll use a 20 or 16 kilogram. That's fine. And you might decide that in advance. You might also decide that, say you're using a 24 kilogram through minute 7, but boy, that was tough. Okay, for the remainder of the workout, you're going to go down to a 20 kilogram. Okay, those are fine. You can assign different weights to the different minutes here, or if you need to adjust weight throughout the workout because, I don't know, it's just catching up to you, that's also fine. What matters for me for this workout, and again, I can't emphasize that this will not always be the rule. There's going to be different rules for different workouts because sometimes I will want you to use a heavier weight even if you have to take more rest. Sometimes that will be the case. But for this workout, I would rather you use a lighter weight or drop weight if needed to stay on the clock. Obviously, this is all about getting in a lot of work in a little bit amount of time, and it's got a very conditioning forward element to it. That is going to be the focus of this routine. I also have to say that if technique starts to break down at any point, then you have to do one of two things. You have to use a lighter weight. This goes back to the idea that we talked about at the beginning of 300 swings as an opportunity for you to master kettlebell swing technique. There is no sense in practicing sloppy reps. If your reps are getting sloppy, then for this workout, the first thing you should do is you should drop the intensity. If they're still sloppy and you have to add more rest, so be it. I would rather you take another extra minute of rest so that you can use good technique than stay on the clock with sloppy form. Let me reiterate that. If it comes down to it, I would rather you take extra rest, just add in another minute of just full rest, so that way you can practice good technique, than stay on the clock with sloppy technique. So those are the kind of general rules and parameters for this workout. And with those in place and using common sense and assuming you have your swing technique down and you've got a fair amount of swing volume in your back pocket already, have at this and have a real taste of what the 300 Swings Kettlebell Challenge is all about. So let me just reiterate it one more time, because I know there will be people who are listening that don't see the visual. If you want the visual image, it's on YouTube. I'll probably post it to Instagram later too. But the workout, again, is this. It works in 7-minute blocks, and there's a different rep assignment to each minute. Minute 1, 5 reps. Minute 2, 5 reps. Minute 3, 10 reps. Minute 4, 10 reps. Minute 5, 20 reps. Minute 6, 20 reps. And minute 7, 30 reps. So you only have that minute 7 at 30 reps. And then you repeat. You start over again. So minute 8 would be 5 reps then. And then you just repeat the structure. And you have to run through it 3 times to hit all 300 kettlebell swings to be the 300 swings champion. This is a challenge workout. In terms of intensity, this one is on sort of the higher side. So people will kind of want to know, like, how do all the 300 kettlebell swings workouts compared to this one? I would say on the intensity spectrum, this is on the higher side. There are a few that are more intense than this. There's also a lot that are certainly less intense than this. So I would say this is on the spicier side of the scale. It's not the most intense workout in our 300 swings challenge, but it's far from the easiest as well. And we do have some quite easy ones where the swings are very performed a very lightweight, kind of in a relaxed way, and the reps are spread out. And it's, again, sometimes the sessions are there just to practice technique and facilitate some mobility and recovery, which we need to do since it's very frequently. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys today in terms of the sample workout. I hope you take it, use it, and get awesome results. I'd love to hear from you afterwards of how many of you. We already have a ton of people signed up for the challenge, but I'd love to hear who's taking part, and any questions that you have about the 300 swings kettlebell challenge. You can drop those in the comments as well. But as always, I think the best thing you can do is I can run my mouth about this challenge all day. I think you should also listen to people who've done it before and have had awesome results. You can see that in our Facebook group. But at the end of the day, you should try it. You should try a workout like this and see, wow, that is a spicy meatball. That is a spicy McNugget. And it's intense. It is a challenge. But it's good to have occasional fitness challenges. I don't think everything in fitness should be a challenge, but I think running a challenge or two a year, maybe a few more than that, actually makes a lot of sense, especially in community with a good, clear, concrete focus, a good, clear priority and mission. And I want to invite you to take part in this year's 300 Swings Challenge. So final details, we officially kick off our 300 Swings Challenge next Monday. So on the, what is that, the 16th? That's right, right? The 16th? Help me? Yes, just check the calendar, the 16th. And we're starting today with our ramp up program. So yeah, definitely register today because you'll get that ramp up program. And I do it's optional, but it's recommended, especially if you've never done the 300 Swings Challenge before. I recommend you do the week-long ramp up, and it's just kind of what it sounds like. We just kind of inch our way up to the full volume of the challenge. And today's assignment was just to hit 75 swings in 3 sets of 25 swings each. So just in case you missed it, that's today's ramp up. So it's prudent. I recommend it. And again, you can get registered. I think the price is extremely reasonable, and it comes with a ton of content, including those 3 supplementary programs. You can get registered at chroniclesofstrength.com/swings challenge. That's chroniclesofstrength.com/swings challenge. I'm really pumped about this year's 300 swings. I think it's going to be super awesome. And I hope that you guys take part, and I would love for you to take part, and it'd be super cool if you took part. And that's all I have to say today. I got to go to the gym now. So if you guys have any other questions about 300 swings, drop them in the comments below after the stream. I'll try and answer those or do a separate Q&A for all of you there. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Hope you take the workout, use it, love it, and join us for the 300 Swings Challenge, chroniclesofstrength.com/swings challenge. Bye-bye.